Hey, so why most therapists struggle to get private pay clients? And these are hidden roadblocks that keep you stuck. My name is Bryce, and inside this video, once- if you ever felt like you're stuck relying on insurance panels or struggling to find clients who actually pay your full rate, this video is made for you. Now, most private practice therapists never reach full capacity with private pay clients. And in this video, you'll learn exactly what's holding you back and how to start fixing it. So also for me, just my background, I co-founded a therapy practice in Michigan that did six figures from 2018 to 2020. Now, during the pandemic, I sold my equity stake to my co-founder. And at the time, I was kind of in more of like a reflection mode, and I wanted to pursue other passions like coaching. So some mistakes that are made inside of this thing. Now, also I forgot to mention, if you want some help, growing your private practice therapist, practice, go ahead and click the link inside the description, either above or below the video to book a call with myself. Let's see if I can help you inside of our mentorship program. Okay. So basically inside of this, so mistake number one, no clear niche. Now, try and help everyone leads to very generic messaging. And clients don't really see you as the one for their problem. So, like, in order to start fixing this, you have to learn how to start getting specific. Focus on one type of client or one type of issue. Now, to kind of put this in perspective, every person is going to be experiencing the world in a slightly different way. For example, a life coach is going to experience the world differently than an accountant, right? The way they think about money, the way they think about time, the way that they think about their emotions, the way that they experience emotions, the friends they hang out with, the places they go, the language patterns they speak. So if you're doing something that's very general, you might be either talk to life coaches, but account like, ooh, I don't like that. It's too touchy-feely for me. Or it could be that you speak to neither, right? So you could just be speaking in general, and both and the life coach like that's too business-minded for me, and the accountant's like that's not business-minded enough for me, right? So you have to be very, very careful when it comes to communicating two different sets of people and really get specific and clear. Okay. Next thing is relying on psychology today. Now, one psychology today is not bad. If you were like mainly insurance based, it's a good kind of way to get new leads and new clients in the door. The challenge is whenever you're trying to start doing private pay, you do need to have a little bit of separation in order to kind of stand out from the crowd, right? Because the problem with psychology today is like in a lot of cases just one name on a list of many names, right? There's not really much emotional connection, brand, or trust. Now, you might be able to argue like, well, Bryce, I can kind of write my bio there and I can differentiate myself. It's not really differentiation. If you ever see people like, we'll say like Peterson or like Brene Brown, how many different pieces of content have you been able to see them in order for people to really love them, understand what they do, and like respond to them? Right? It's immense. They're doing video content every single day, written content, they're writing books. To put that in perspective, if someone like reads one of their books, okay, they love them forever. But think about a book that's like, 100, 200 pages versus a bio, which is a couple paragraphs, right? It's just not enough space, not enough time for you to really develop that brand in that person's mind that's going to separate you, right? Because with private pay, there needs to be a very distinct reason why a person wants to work with you in order for them to take their hard-earned money and pay out of pocket. Okay. Some things you can start doing to start building your brand is you can start using other platforms like YouTube, blogs, social to start building authority. And in your psychology today, you start referencing some of those things so people can either go and search up your YouTube channel, or they can go read your blog on your website, or they can find you on like Facebook. Now, one misconception is that people are like, I don't want potential clients seeing my Facebook. It's like, no, if they're clients, there has to be a line that's drawn, like if they're already paying you and if they're inside your services. But before they do that, they're just a person, right? So it's like you got to really understand that. Next thing is avoiding marketing. So this kind of moves to like the next, or it's kind of similar to the last point, right? We're doing stuff that's like safe, right? Because a lot of therapists feel very weird about selling, right? So selling in these air quotes, they feel like selling themselves. Now, because I feel like selling in traditional sales has been more about like pushing people to do something they don't want, to buy something they don't need, right? But in terms of therapy, right? marketing and sales is just helping people like the right people find you. So marketing is about putting a message of hope and help out to the market and having people that are suffering and people that are struggling find that message. And then sales is not about pushing people into something they don't want to do. It's helping people understand all the different options that are available and like what are the pros and cons of working with you and paying out of pocket, right? It's much more of a conversation that it's a guided conversation, but it's not a forceful conversation, right? So I would actually reframe the marketing as really just expressing yourself to a large group of people and really having a message that resonates with the right ones that want your help. Okay. Next thing is undercharging or negotiating fees. Okay. So low rates signal lower value, even if you're great. Okay. A lot of people are like, okay, well, I want to help people out and I want to do this. It's okay to have a sliding scale, but if your base level rates are too low, it's going to signal to people that maybe you don't know what you're doing. Now, I know it's weird. It's weird. I know. You're probably thinking, like, well, Bryce, if I lower my prices, more people will say yes. Kind of. But the people that are generally going to pay out of pocket, the thought patterns and the thought process of what they do and what they consume, what they buy is totally different than that of a person that usually is going to do insurance mainly. I know it sounds weird, but it really is, especially if you start looking at who is the best people at selling like unofficial therapy? It's gonna be life coaches. And like usually life coaches sell their package between 3,000 to I heard this life coach last week. He sells his package for $25,000 for life coaching. I'm like, what? And people are like, or people are nervous to charge like 150, $200 an hour. This guy charged $25,000 for like I think it was like a 6 month life coaching um package. It was crazy. And I was like, wow, good for you, man. But one thing when it comes to pricing is it does undermine your confidence and your positioning, right? So what I would do is I would set a fair price and stick to it. You're going to start attracting clients who respect it. One challenge you're going to start facing is that as soon as you set a price that's reasonable, you're going to get pushback. Pushback in business is not a sign, and keep in mind, like I know it says private practice, but you are technically in business, right? Pushback in business is not a bad thing. Okay. Again, it's about communicating your boundaries, communication of boundaries, giving people their options. They're going to test their options. They say, well, 150 is a lot. Can we do this? Or I'm not going to pay $150. Like, that's okay. You just have to have the skill set to navigate the conversation to really identify, like, it's a win-win for both people, but you're maintaining your boundaries and you are getting what you need and what you require in order for your business to really thrive. Because if your business is struggling, you're not going to be able to give great advice because you're always going to be worried about money and like just thinking about stuff too much, right? It's not until you can really solve the money issue in your life that you can really start offering stuff. And you can really start, how you say, helping the world correctly, right? Um, It wasn't until I got financially, not just like free, but like a financial indestructible future where I could start offering the mentorship program and not like necessarily doing everything for money, right? If this is back when I was first getting started, it would be like, okay, in order to talk to someone, I need to get paid, or I need to do this, or I need to do this, or I need to do this, right? But after I got financially independent, it's like, okay, it's okay. I can make a thousand YouTube videos, and some people may never like do our mentorship program, for therapists, but it doesn't really matter because of the fact that I don't necessarily need the money the same way that I used to, right? So I can help people out in a more all-encompassing way, right? We do charge for a mentorship program, don't get me wrong, but it's like I don't really mind if people don't either do something or don't sign up. It's not a big deal, right? But it's the same thing with this. It's like once you can start getting the price points you want, and once you can start paying for your bills comfortably, and you can go full time to private practice, now you're able to really focus in on your sessions and just like make sure that people are being helped as much as possible. Now, mistake number five is gonna be a weak consultation call process. So some people treat discovery calls like a casual chat. So there's two extremes, right? So the first extreme we talked about a couple slides ago was that people don't want to sell themselves, they don't want to push people. The other extreme is someone who's like so comfortable that they just have a casual chat and just kind of let people guide the conversation, just random, just every conversation feels so different and so chaotic that you never really have a very consistent sign up ratio. Okay. So if you have no structure, you're gonna have no consistency. Now, you might be thinking, well, Bryce, I just want to help people, right? Okay, but in order to help people on a consistent basis, you need to have a consistent call. All of my consultation calls go pretty much the exact same way, the exact same order of operations. Now, within each order of operation, I might get different responses, different answers based on someone's life, but the overall conversation is basically the same. Right. And it's the same thing for you if you get good at this stuff. Like, and to put that in perspective, I have done 3,000 consultation calls with people that end up like working with me for either our therapy practice or for our mentorship program or for my accounting firm, like 3,000 different calls. They all pretty much go exactly the same. And that's why, I make really good money because I have a process, I have structure, and I can guide the call with confidence and clarity about certain outcomes that need to happen. And I don't really get people asking for like discounts or negotiating or haggling, right? You might get every like one out of every like 200, right? Maybe, but like for the most part, no, it's very simple. Now, quick recap, okay? The problems people facing, no niche, no visibility. Next, over reliance on directories. Next, fear of marketing. Some people are underpricing. They have a poor consultation flow, and they have no system, which equals inconsistent results. Now, if you want to change these things, you want to learn what's a proper way to kind of niche down. If you want to kind of get off of the directories and be able to market yourself and charge the price points that you need in order to like really thrive in your practice, and you want to have a really good process to get the most highest percentage of people to sign up with you at your private pay prices, click the link inside the description either above or below the video to book a call with myself. Let's see if I can help you inside of our mentorship program. Okay. That's all we do is we just help therapists go and grow their practice in the way that we did when we first started our firm back in 2018. Okay. So if that's you. I'd love to see if I can help you on the call. Go ahead and click the link inside the description below. So you're gonna like literally see this video. You're gonna scroll down to like the description. Click on that where it says see more. Click the link, book your call. On that call, I'm gonna take a look at like where are you right now? Where do you want to go? And if I think it can help you, I'm gonna outline what that process would look like and what the pricing structure would be of our mentorship program. Okay. I will talk to you soon. Have a good rest of your day. Take it easy.